What is up, weather enthusiasts? I'm your host, Pat's Path Predictor. Let's get right into the weather. Alright, so this is the situation right here. So we have the latest for you on those two hurricanes I keep mentioning over and over and over again. So yeah, the latest model runs have come in according to the GFS. We have this. We have the first one, which is basically in the Pacific right here. We have this expecting to develop sometime around late in the 11th or early on the 12th of June, according to the latest mile run. This is just one mile run. So everyone needs to keep that in mind, but this is basically what we have, and we'll be showing we'll be showing the next latest one, rather. Excuse me, and I'll explain the differences real quickly. So, yeah, this thing develops, it rapidly intensifies, and then it moves towards Mexico, and then it kind of stalls, and then it moves off and moves west, potentially towards in the direction of Hawaii right there. It's unlikely to even get there because the waters around Hawaii are extremely cold, but yeah, it moves in that it moves west off the coast of Mexico. So this does look like, increasingly now, I've been seeing a few model runs talking about this. This thing just develops and just stays out to sea rather than it making landfall in Mexico. So let's actually look at the 0Z just to compare that. And basically, this thing will develop, and it'll develop, and it just kind of intensifies quite quickly, honestly, and then it just makes landfall in Mexico, kind of the same area where Hurricane Agatha did. So you can tell the difference in these areas. So that's generally what we're looking at. In fact, let's actually take a look at what the NHC is saying about this. We have a 60% chance of development now in the next 5 days. It's not going to be happening in the next 48 hours to be for sure, but it is going to be happening in the next 5 days. And we now have a 60% chance, according to the NHC, off the coast of southwestern Mexico. A broad area of low pressure is forecast to form off the coast of southwestern Mexico over the next couple of days. Gradual development of the system is possible thereafter, and a tropical depression could form this week or early next week while it meanders off the southwestern coast of Mexico. So that's basically the situation we have right here, and that's basically what we have right here. And it honestly, until we get some more model guidance, because I'm seeing some guidance that has us making landfall in Mexico and other guidance making having us just drift out to sea. Until we see more model guidance, I can't say for certain if this thing's going to impact Mexico or not. What I am going to say is that we do have another system that's expected to develop, and that is this one right here in the Caribbean Sea. And this thing is going to develop. It's going to intensify at a rather quick pace, and according to the latest model run, make landfall in Cuba, and then kind of parallel the Florida coast, potentially make landfall in Tampa, just south of Tampa, and then drift out to sea, and then make a second landfall. This is the latest from the GFS, not my own conjecture right here, and it crosses over into the Atlantic. It kind of intensifies a little bit more, and it just drifts out to sea, and doesn't even. Bermuda might get a little bit of wind from it, but that's what we have. That's the latest run. I want to show you the other model run from early. Show you the other model run from the 0Z right here. And this right here is completely different, because you see it develops a tropical storm, intensifies into a hurricane as it goes, and just really just intensifies at a very quick pace. And it goes from that, it drops down. This is like category 3 strength right here as it moves into the Gulf of Mexico. Kind of fluctuates, and then it kind of deepens a little bit more, down to 948 millibars. That's close to category 4 hurricane strength. Then it's expected to make landfall in South Texas. That right here, like if we take a look at that, like that's a completely different run. Same hurricane, different location, and different intensity too, because so the way I see this is that if this thing actually develops and makes goes the first path, which is make landfall in Cuba and go to Florida, it's going to be weaker, probably around category 2 strength at this point, and then it's going to drift out to sea. And if it actually does the other path where it just goes through the channel right here, this channel, and basically just uses that Gulf water to maintain and intensify itself, we could see high-end Cat 3, potential Cat 4 landfall, according to these models, actually, at this point. According to this is just one model, ladies and gentlemen, so just take it with a grain of salt. I'm doing that, but because you literally saw another model had this making landfall in Florida. So, yeah, we'll have to keep an eye out on this for sure. Well, actually, let's go ahead and take a look at the temperatures. Let's refresh that. Yeah, basically, like I said before, we have plenty of warm water. If the loop current continues to warm at the rate that it is, actually, we could be seeing like 84, 85 degree Fahrenheit temperatures. So we'll have to keep an eye on it as the situation develops. Like if we go to this map right here, like if this thing develops in the Caribbean, if this thing develops in the Pacific Ocean, these two things have plenty of warm water to work with. And the wind shear, okay, that's the wrong thing. My apologies. The wind shear right here, the wind shear ebbs and flows and all that. This is the current wind shear. Like if this was to happen today, the one in the Pacific Ocean, like it would be able to go off. It would be able to go off, but yeah, the wind shear isn't the best in the Caribbean Sea anymore, but only time will tell. We still have a week to go when it comes to this, so that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. It helps me make more videos like these. We are closing in on 700 subscribers, and I've been noticing we've been getting quite a few subs recently. I really appreciate you doing that. Thank you very much for coming and checking me out. So yeah, with that being said, guys, have a wonderful day. Stay safe.